Good morning. This is Rajkumar, Rajkumar, Assistant Professor of Commerce. Today I am going to explain about the topic called depreciation, which is the particular topic is covered under the subject called income tax. In the subject income tax, while calculating the total income of an assessee, to calculate the income of an assessee, the income tax department has categorized the source of incomes into five types. The first one is income from salary, then the second one is income from house property, then third one is profit and gains from business or profession, and the fourth one is capital gains, and the fifth one is income from other sources. The particular topic depreciation, which is covered under the third category, that is called profit and gains from business or profession. Profit and gains from business or profession. The depreciation itself, the topic has have lot of importance while calculating the income of a business or profession. Why? Because depreciation is allowed in respect of tangible assets like buildings, machinery, plant and machinery, and intangible assets which are acquired after 1/4/1998 on every asset which is using in tangible and intangible assets. Every asset used in the business or profession on that assets, the assessee has the right to claim depreciation as one type of expenditure, but was comparing to financial accounting. In the financial accounting, we calculate the depreciation. At the same time, as per income tax also, we calculate the depreciation. But here in income tax subject or income tax, the depreciation has been calculated based on the depreciation rates which were decided by the income tax department, According to that rates only, we have to calculate the depreciation on that particular subject, And the next one is in the financial accounting, we calculate the depreciation on that particular asset based on the when the asset was purchased. Based on the date, we calculate the depreciation. For example, the asset was purchased in the month of, for example, September 1st. Based on that, we calculate the depreciation from September 1st to 31st March for a period of 7 months. But here, as per Income Tax Act, while calculating the depreciation, the procedure is different from the financial accounting. Here, to calculate the depreciation on that particular assets, the assets were clubbed as a block of assets. That is the main change comparing to financial accounting. We discuss later. The depreciation is allowed on block of assets at the prescribed rates on the written down value of such block of assets. Here the depreciation is calculated on WDV method only, written down value method only. The block of asset is nothing but the group of assets falling within a same class of assets. Block of asset means the group of assets falling within a same class of assets for which same rate of depreciation is prescribed. The block of asset is nothing but the group of assets, the same group of assets falling within a same class, and that particular assets is having same rate of depreciation. This is called one block. Here the depreciation will be allowed only when the assets are owned wholly or partly by the assessee. That means to avail the benefit of depreciation, that particular asset, the assessee has the ownership. The assessee has the right of ownership. If an asset is used partly for business purpose and partly for personal purpose, depreciation shall be allowed only for that part which is used in business or profession. It's nothing but the particular asset is using for business and at the same time personal also. In that situation, we have to calculate the depreciation on that particular asset and proportionately divide the depreciation to office and to personal, to office and to personal according to the proportional, how much percent that particular asset is using for official and how much percent that particular asset is using for business or profession. Based on that, we have to divide the depreciation proportionately. The depreciation can be classified into three parts to deal in the subject of income tax. The depreciation is classified into three types. The three types are normal depreciation, additional depreciation, and depreciation on SLM. So SLM is nothing but straight line method basis in case of electricity companies. Except electricity companies, for all organizations has to use WDV method only. WDV, written down value method only used to calculate the depreciation on the particular assets, except electricity companies. The electricity companies has to use the SLM method to calculate the depreciation. The normal depreciation is provided on block of assets on WDV of the block as on every 31st March. The depreciation is calculated on every asset that particular asset have that block of assets having value on every year ending. The year ending is 31st March. On 31st March, that particular asset having how much value, that should be that block of assets having how much value. On that value, we have to calculate the depreciation. This is the pro forma to calculate the WDV value of that particular block of assets. This is the pro forma we used to calculate the WDV value of that particular block of assets. First, we take the value of assets at the beginning of the previous year. Value of the assets at the beginning of the previous year. That is nothing but the closing value of the WDV. The closing value of the WDV of that particular block of assets. Then we add the value of assets acquired during the previous year. That is nothing but how many assets were purchased with on what date the asset was purchased. That should be taken and the same value should be added back to the opening value. The same value should be added back to the opening value. Then deduct the scrap value received on the sale of assets. Then deduct the scrap value received on the sale of assets. Is simply first opening, then add the purchases, then deduct the sales. The remaining value is to be treated as WDV of that particular block of assets. Already we discussed the block of asset is nothing but the group of assets falling within a same class. The group of assets falling within a same class of assets for which same rate of depreciation is prescribed. That's nothing but the assets are in nature in same. At the same time the depreciation rate also same. That should be make as one block of assets. That should be make as one block of assets. Here also to calculate the WDV for each block of asset, we have to calculate the WDV of that particular block of assets. While calculating the depreciation, we have to observe how much time period, that particular asset is with the assessee. We have to observe how much time that particular asset is with the assessee. Based on that only we have to calculate the depreciation. In financial accounting we just consider by on monthly basis, but here we have to consider to calculate the depreciation on days basis. On days basis, depreciation is provided for whole year except when asset is acquired and put to use during the year for less than 180 days during the year. The 180 days is the base. In the previous year the asset was purchased and used for more than 180 days, we give full depreciation. If the asset was purchased in the previous year and used for less than 180 days, in that situation the depreciation is limited to 50% of total depreciation only. When the asset was purchased in the previous year and that particular asset was used only for less than 180 days, in that situation we can allow the assessee can permitted to take depreciation as deduction for a period of for a percentage of only 50%, for a percentage of only 50%. If the asset was purchased in the previous year and used for more than 180 days, in that situation the assessee can take full depreciation as the exemption. As full depreciation is to be allowable expenditure to the assessee. But if same asset acquired during the earlier years but put to use this year, the usage period is less than 180 days during the current year, then depreciation is for whole year. This is nothing but the asset was purchased in the earlier previous years. The assets were purchased in the earlier previous years, but that particular asset put to use in the present previous year. In that situation no need to observe whether the asset was used for more than 180 days or whether the asset was used for less than 180 days. No need to observe. Why? Because the asset was acquired by the assessee in the earlier previous years. That's why no need to observe how much period that particular asset was used in the current previous year. Automatically we have to give full year depreciation as allowable. I'll explain this by one example. For example, our current previous year is 2019 and 20. In the year 2019, September 1, one asset was purchased by the assessee. Assessee as on date of September 1st. While calculating the depreciation, we have to calculate the days. How many days that particular asset was with the assessee after installation. The assessee was purchased that particular machinery on September 1st and installed on September 30th. In that situation we have to calculate the how many days that particular asset was used after installation. From September 30 to March 31st is almost more than 180 days. Automatically the depreciation is to be, we have to give full value. Of depreciation is to be allowable deduction, allowable expenditure. In the same example, the particular asset was purchased in the previous year 2019-20. The asset was purchased on October 15. While calculating the depreciation, we have to calculate depreciation like this. Depreciation is equal purchased value into rate of depreciation into 50%. Why? Because the asset was used in the previous year for less than 180 days. This is very, very important while calculating the depreciation, how to consider the purchased value and how to calculate the depreciation. This is very, very important in the depreciation part. The base is the 180 days. More than 180 days, full depreciation. Less than 180 days, 50% of the depreciation. When all the assets of block are sold, in such a case, no depreciation is allowed, and short-term capital gain or short-term capital loss would be attracted as per provisions of section 50 discussed in it is to be discussed in capital gains. For example, is nothing but the block of assets were completely sold out. The block of assets were completely sold out. That means the closing WDV will be nil. The closing WDV would be nil. In that situation, no need to calculate any depreciation. The remained value should be treated as short-term capital gain or short-term capital loss. That particular gain or loss should be considered in the head source of head capital gains. In the fourth category is capital gains. That should be that should be considered under capital gains only. That should not be considered under profit and gains from business or profession. And the next one is part of block sold but money payable exceeds WDV. Part of block sold but money payable exceeds WDV. In such a case, no depreciation is allowed, and also short-term capital gain or short-term capital loss would be attracted as per provision section 50. As per section 50. In this situation also, for example, in that particular block, 4 assets are there. For example, in that particular block, 4 assets were there. On that 4 assets, only 3 assets were sold by the assessee and one more asset is with the assessee itself. 3 assets were sold by the assessee and one more asset is with the assessee only. The WDV value of that particular assets is by of 4 assets is, for example, 1 lakh. For example, 1 lakh. But the assessee has sold the 3 assets at a rate of 1,20,000. At a rate of 1,20,000. Already he sold only 3 assets, but one more asset is with the assessee. One more asset is with the assessee. But to calculate the depreciation, there is no WDV value is existed. There is no WDV value is existed. That's why in that situation, the excess of 20,000, the excess of 20,000 would be treated as short-term capital gain. Short-term capital gain. There is no possibility of capital loss. Why? Because the negative value should be WDV of fourth asset. WDV of fourth asset. In this example only, the assessee having 4 assets is sold out 3 assets at a value of 80,000, but the WDV value of 4 assets is 1 lakh. By deducting this 80,000 from that 1 lakh, the 20,000 value represents fourth asset WDV. The 20,000 representing fourth assets WDV. Once the WDV is existed, automatically we have to calculate the depreciation. That's why here clearly saying part of block sold but money payable exceeds WDV. In that situation, that is to be treated as capital gain. In this situation, there is no need of calculate the capital loss. There is no existence of capital loss. Treatment of depreciation. How would we give the treatment? How would we give the treatment of depreciation? While calculating the net profit of and taxable profit of business or profession, we have to give depreciation effect in that particular procedure. The procedure, while considering depreciation, may be 3 ways we can consider. The depreciation may be considered, we can consider in 3 ways. The first one is if depreciation given in PL account as well as in the adjustment also. The depreciation value given in the PL account and at the same time adjustment also. In that situation, we add the depreciation given in the PL to the net profit first. That means how much value given in the PL account, that value should be add back to the net profit, and we do the second adjustment. Deduct the depreciation given in the adjustment to net profit. Deduct the depreciation given in the adjustment to net profit. That means, for example, in the PL account, the depreciation value is given as 5,000. The net profit is 20,000. In the adjustment, the allowable depreciation is 6,000. The allowable depreciation is 6,000. While calculating the taxable income of that particular business or profession, just we add the how much value given in the PL account. The PL account value is 5,000. We add that 5,000 to 20,000. Then the value is 25,000. Then how much value given in the adjustment? The adjustment depreciable value is 6,000. The 25,000 minus 6,000, automatically 19,000 is the new taxable net profit in the first situation. In the second situation, if depreciation is given only in PL account, if depreciation is given only in PL account, in that situation no need to give any effect. In this situation no need to give any effect, just leave it. In the third situation, if the depreciation is given only in the adjustment, the third situation, if the depreciation is given only in the adjustment, that means the particular depreciation value is not given in the PL account. In that situation, just deduct the depreciation value from net profit. Just deduct the depreciation value from the net profit. The first one is the depreciation is value given in PL, and at the same time some other value given in the adjustment. In that situation, which value, what is the value given in the PL account should be add back to net profit, and what is the value given in the adjustment, that should be deducted from the net profit. That's clear. And second one is depreciation value given in only PL account, no information is available under adjustments. In that situation, just ignore. Why? Because already the depreciation is deducted. The third situation, the depreciation given only in adjustments, nothing information is available about the depreciation in PL account. In that situation, up to this time there is no adjustment was made to net profit, then deduct the depreciation from net profit. This is the treatment. The treatment of depreciation in we do in three ways. In the depreciation, one more type of depreciation is unabsorbed depreciation. One more topic is unabsorbed depreciation. Absorbed depreciation is nothing but there cannot be loss under business head due to depreciation. There is one procedure is there, only because of the depreciation, sorry, by making the adjustment of the depreciation, it leads, whether it leads to a net loss, whether it leads to a net loss, no need to give effect of, no need to give adjustment of depreciation, no need to give adjustment of depreciation. Why? Because there is a clear procedure is there, there cannot be a loss under business head due to depreciation. If such depreciation could not be set off under business head, then it can be set off from any other head except salary in the same year. And if still it could not be set off, it can be carried forward indefinitely to succeeding years for set off in the similar manner. The first one is, if we adjust the depreciation, the organization, there is a possibility to get loss, no need to give effect of depreciation. What we do next? The depreciation was not set off with the net profit of that particular organization. In that situation, we can make that particular depreciation can be set off with other heads of incomes except income from salary. The setup procedure may be like this. The setup procedure is like this. First, adjust the current year depreciation, then any business losses are there, then after only we have the choice to adjust the unabsorbed depreciation. First, while doing the set off in the next coming years, first to make the adjustment of current year depreciation from the current year profits, then adjust any previous year losses are there, adjust the previous year losses, then again any net profit is existed. In that situation, we can make adjustment of unabsorbed depreciation of previous years. We can make adjustment of unabsorbed depreciation of previous years. Then one more topic called additional depreciation. Under this particular depreciation only, additional depreciation is available from the assessment year 2003 and 2004 only to manufacturing concerns. This particular benefit is provided only to the manufacturing concerns from the year 2003 and 2004 by satisfying the following conditions. The conditions are: it is available only in respect of plant and machinery acquired and installed after 31/3/2005. This particular additional depreciation is available only to plant and machinery, and also that particular plant and machinery should be acquired and installation also should be after 31/3/2005 only. Then the second condition is additional depreciation is available at the rate of 20% of the actual cost. Additional depreciation is the allowable depreciation is 20%. This is addition to the regular depreciation rate. Here also, if however the asset is put to use for less than 180 days in that particular year in which it is acquired, the rate of depreciation will be 10% only. That 10% is nothing but 50% of 20. 50% of 20 is 10%. Here also we have to observe how much period is that particular plant and machinery with the assessee. If the plant and machinery, newly acquired plant and machinery is with the assessee for a period of more than 180 days, there is a possibility to give 20% additional depreciation. If the asset is put to use by the assessee for a period of less than 180 days, automatically we have to give only 50% of the depreciation. That is nothing but 20% into 50%, that is 10% only. Assets on which additional depreciation is not allowed. Not second hand machinery. That means any second hand machinery was purchased by the assessee for the purpose of manufacturing concern. There is no possibility to get additional depreciation. And the second one is not in ships, aircrafts and road transport vehicles, not allowed on equipments installed in office. The above itself clearly mentioned that particular it is available only in respect of plant and machinery only. And the next one is license to operate telecommunication services. This is nothing but in intangible assets. Deduction in equal installments over remaining useful life of license on paid basis. If license is sold, WDV of license is reduced by the amount of money recovered, and remaining WDV is allowed as deduction in equal installments over remaining life of asset. Is nothing but the license may be the license may be acquired by the assessee for certain period. In the certain period, the assessee want to transfer that particular license to somebody. The assessee want to transfer that license to somebody. In that situation, how much time that particular license was used, how much time that particular license was used by the assessee, and how much period that particular asset is has the life, for how much period that particular asset has the life. In that situation, we have to calculate the depreciation based on the procedure. The procedure is recovered and remaining WDV is allowed as deduction in equal installments over remaining life of asset. License is sold, WDV of license is reduced by the amount of money recovered, and the remaining WDV is allowed as deduction in equal installments over remaining life of asset. If sold for price exceeding WDV, no deduction is allowed in remaining years. Instead of capital gain is charged as per capital gain provision as per section 50. Same like this only. If the WDV value is more than the sold value, there is a possibility to calculate the depreciation. If the WDV value is less than the sold value, it leads to capital gain. The difference between these two values may be depreciation or capital gain. These are the different topics which were covered under the topic called depreciation. The depreciation is the very important topic while calculating the profits and gains from business or profession head. This is very important topic, depreciation.